Mommy, please don't go. Please come back. Don't leave me and Daddy.
Juliana was 16 years old when everything was still good. Her father would wake her up every morning by tickling her feet. Her mother braided her hair on the weekends while singing old songs. On Saturdays, her father took her to his warehouse and let her count the bags of cement. He called her his little businesswoman. They ate dinner together every night at their dining table. Her mother served hot food and her father told funny stories about his customers. Juliana laughed until her stomach hurt. She felt safe. Then the fire came. Juliana woke up to her father on the phone, his voice shaking. The warehouse was burning. Everything inside was gone by morning. Her father came home with soot on his face and did not speak for 2 days. Her mother held his hand and said they would be fine, but Juliana saw the fear in her eyes. Money became tight. Her mother stopped buying meat. Then they ate gari and soup with no protein at all. Her father went out every day looking for work. He came back with nothing. The savings ran out. Then the government came with their bulldozers and destroyed his shop. Juliana watched her father cry for the first time. He stood in the rubble and wept like a child. Her mother started drinking. She came home smelling sour and bitter. One night, Juliana heard her shouting at her father. "You are useless. You are a failure. You destroyed this family." Her father said nothing. He just sat there and took it. Juliana covered her ears, but she could still hear her mother's voice cutting through the walls. "Failed man. Worthless. We are suffering because of you." The fight got worse. Her mother threw a plate, and it shattered against the wall. Her father begged her to stop. She laughed at him. "Is this what I married? A beggar?" The house that used to smell like jollof rice now smelled like alcohol and anger. Juliana stopped bringing friends home. She stopped smiling. One afternoon, she was walking home from school. She turned into their street and saw a yellow taxi parked outside their gate. Her mother was lifting bags into the trunk. Juliana's heart dropped. She started running. When she reached the gate, her mother was closing the trunk. She asked what was happening. Her mother did not look at her. "I cannot stay here anymore." Juliana grabbed her arm. "Please, Mommy." Her mother pulled away and got into the taxi. The door slammed shut and the car left. Juliana ran after the taxi. She screamed until her throat burned. "Mommy, come back. Please come back." She ran faster, but the taxi was faster. It turned the corner. Juliana's legs gave out. She fell onto the dusty road. Her knees scraped the ground. She cried so hard she could not breathe. Her whole body shook. She stayed there on the ground, crying for her mother who was never coming back. Juliana walked back home slowly. Her legs felt heavy. Her face was wet with tears and dust. When she pushed open the door, she saw her father sitting in the living room. His head was in his hands. He looked so small and broken. Something inside Juliana snapped. She dropped her bag and ran to him. She started hitting his chest with her fists. "Why did you let her go? Why did you not stop her? This is your fault. Everything is your fault." She hit him again and again. Her father did not move. He did not raise his hands to stop her. He just sat there and took it. His silence made her angrier. She screamed at him until her voice cracked. Then she collapsed on the floor and cried. Her father had not always been this broken man. Years ago, when he married her mother, he was confident and successful. He wanted a beautiful wife, and her mother was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. Her mother wanted a man who could take care of her. She loved nice things and comfort. She did not want to work. "A woman like me should be taken care of," she used to say. Juliana's father did not mind. He was making good money. He could handle it, and he did. For years, he provided everything. Her mother stayed home and enjoyed the life he built for them. They were happy, until tragedy struck. Just before everything fell apart, Juliana's father had finished building his house in the village. He had even sold some of his properties to complete it, believing he would acquire new ones soon. He had no idea that the tragedy waiting ahead would change everything. Days passed after her mother left. Juliana heard her father on the phone late at night. His voice was quiet, but she could hear the pain in it. He was talking to someone about her mother. Juliana pressed her ear to the door and listened. Her mother had gone to another man. a man who still had money, a man who was ready to take care of her needs. Her mother was almost 40 years old, but she was still very beautiful. Men still wanted her, and she had chosen one of them over her own family. Juliana felt sick. She watched her father break down often after that. Some nights, he cried in his room. Some days, he just stared at the walls and said nothing. Juliana did not know what to do. She was confused. She was just a child. How was she supposed to deal with all of this? The pain, the anger, the shame. The only thing that saved them was the house. Her father had built it himself years ago, when business was good. He owned the land. At least they could not be thrown out. At least they had a roof over their heads. And her father didn't want to sell the house. Eventually, one of her father's old friends gave him a job. The friend owned a warehouse and needed a manager. Her father knew the business well, so his friend employed him. The pay was not much, but it was something. They could eat again. Life was still hard, but they survived. Juliana watched her father leave for work every morning. He looked tired all the time. The man who used to tell funny stories at dinner was gone. In his place was a quiet, sad man who had lost everything, including the woman he loved. Juliana's father started talking about selling the house. She did not understand at first. This was their home, but her father explained that they needed a fresh start. He made inquiries and discovered the house was worth a lot of money. The area had developed over the years. The value had increased far beyond what he spent building it. When the house sold, her father used part of the money to buy a smaller place, a nice bungalow in a quieter neighborhood. It was not a mansion, but it was comfortable. With the remaining money, he started his business again. This time, he was careful. He took out insurance and planned better. It was not easy. Some days were harder than others, but slowly, he was getting back on his feet. Juliana still missed her mother. Late at night, she thought about the woman who used to braid her hair and sing old songs, but she knew she had to be strong for her father. She tried to cheer him up. She joked with him at dinner and helped him with small things around the house. Both of them were just trying to make each other happy. They were healing together. About a year later, her father's business began to blossom again. Money was coming in steadily, and Juliana was preparing to enter university. Life felt almost normal again. Then one evening, her father sat her down and told her he had met someone, a woman who worked at his friend's company where he used to be manager. She was a single mother with a daughter around Juliana's age. At first, Juliana did not feel good about it, another woman taking her mother's place. But when she saw how her father smiled when he talked about this woman, she realized he needed someone in his life. He deserved to be happy again. They started having dinners together. The woman and her daughter were kind. They did not try too hard, they just were. Juliana began to warm up to them, and her father laughed again. Real laughter, not the forced kind. One evening, they were having dinner when a knock came at the door. Juliana went to open it, and her heart stopped. Her mother stood, still beautiful. Her mother's eyes filled with tears when she saw her. Juliana could not move. Her father came to the door and his face went blank. The woman he wanted to marry and her daughter quietly excused themselves and left to give them privacy. Her mother fell to her knees right there. She begged for forgiveness. The words poured out of her. The man she had left them for was married. His family lived abroad. When they came back, he threw her out. He got her an apartment, but the money stopped coming. She was frustrated. Alone, she had nowhere else to go. Juliana watched her mother cry on their doorstep. This woman who had called her father a failure, who had abandoned them when they needed her most, who had chosen money over family. Her father helped her mother up. His voice was calm. "I forgive you, but I cannot take you back." Those words hung in the air. Her mother sobbed harder. She looked at Juliana. "Please, I am sorry. I am so sorry." Juliana felt something break inside her chest. She stepped forward and hugged her mother. "I forgive you too, Mama." But even as she said it, she wondered how they would ever fix what was broken. How do you rebuild trust with someone who left you crying in the road? Her mother left that night. Weeks later, Juliana was getting ready for university. She stood in her room packing her things and thought about her family. the one she used to have, her father, her mother, their dining table with hot food and laughter. She would never have that back. She had a new mother figure now and a sister. It was not the same. It would never be the same. But her father was happy again. She could see it in his eyes. He was building something new, something better. Her mother had chosen her own path. She chose money and comfort over love. She paid the price for it. Now it was Juliana's turn to choose her own path. She was going to university. She was going to build her own life. She would not repeat her mother's mistakes. She would not run when things got hard. She would not abandon the people who loved her. Juliana closed her suitcase and looked around her room one last time. Then she walked out to begin her new life.